Well, back to Fog Wrestling here with another WWF Raw review, 15th of April 2002.
Yeah, 2002, the second Raw exclusive show. Yes, third. Well, there you go. Boom.
Easily the third.
Is it?
Aye.
Well, there you go. Anyway, we kick off the show with Ric Flair comes into the ring. He's no happy. He's no happy that he's been stunned 2 weeks in a row. So
I'm no happy with Flair. He's getting a wee bit pathetic here, in my opinion.
he seems out of it. Like he does seem like he's. I mean, and it showed you the highlights him taking the stunner last week. It must be like one of the worst sales for a stunner I've seen. He fucking almost Linda McMahoned it in. Like, I mean,
where's the Flair of like going ballistic? Like in the segment after this, he looks like the Flair of old.
Aye, but I mean, up to here, he's been a shadow of his former self. Like, you can see why he's depressed. He's just not, and you can see why he was low in confidence. Like, because what he's doing on TV is just not. I mean, like we talked about Ric Flair being like one of the biggest stars of like the 80s, 90s, whatever. But see, when you're seeing him in these promos with like Austin and Taker, he
sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, like, not in a good way. I mean, the guy. Well, I mean, to me, Austin's the best ever. Like, so anyone's gonna look a wee bit bad compared to Austin, but seeing you've seen Austin and Ric Flair doing these promos together, man, fucking hell.
He even speaks like it's like a monotone. It's like fucking Keith Lee.
It's kind of like when you get, someone who's actually good for the past and in a ring nowadays with a current guy. You know what I mean? The difference is night and day. That's what it's kind of like with Flair in these promos. He's not delivering anyway. Comes out.
I need the old Ric Flair.
Finds Austin $5,000. Austin, what? Then Taker comes out. Taker says that he's going to batter Ric Flair after he beats Austin. Ric Flair announces he's going to be a special guest referee for the match at Backlash. Neither man are too happy. Then we get the NWO coming out, saying that they agree with Austin about Ric Flair getting involved. Scott Hall says he had Austin beat.
Did he?
I don't remember that. Scott Hall says he wants Austin tonight, and then he wants to face Undertaker at Backlash. Flair says it, take the W.
Yeah.
Out of the NWO, and there's your answer. Yeah, Austin's like, I didn't ask you for help. I didn't email you, text you, fax you,
page you.
So
smoke signal.
What?
Austin's the man.
He's cracking me up here with it.
And then when Scott Hall mentions Bradshaw, he's like, "That's it, final straw." Goes to batter Flair. Out comes Bradshaw for the save. Booked like prime Hulkster here.
And the big Texan runs out. We are in Texas tonight, helps Austin clear the ring. Ric Flair gets knocked down by Bradshaw and then booted by Undertaker. And then when the heels retreat, Bradshaw actually battered the NWO on his own. Then when the heels retreat, Ric Flair's having a psycho at ringside, takes his jacket off. He's not happy with Austin. Then he gets backstage and he flips out with Arn Anderson, saying he's the owner. He's not happy about this. He wants to be treated with respect. And but this is more like the Ric Flair we need to see.
But then we don't see him for the rest of the show, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe he spat his dummy and went home.
I feel like they've got Arn Anderson here, and they've done fuck all with him.
He's just there in the background, isn't he?
Like, I know Undertaker battered him, but let's just take that to one side. What's he done since then?
He hit a good spine burst on Undertaker.
Triple H, here's this FedEx package, mate. Remember that? Was that
one? Yeah, I know. Fuck. I mean, any jobber, literally, a guy that we don't even know.
Harvey Wimpleman.
A camera crew guy could have ran up and said, here.
Big Harvey.
Todd Grisham or some pish like that could have done that job.
Anyway, though, next up, first match.
Josh Matthews, some jobber like that.
Mike Adamley. Bubba Ray Dudley versus Ravon hardcore title.
Hardcore title match. The ending a bit botchy. Raven beats Bubba Ray, but the referee didn't count the 3, but awarded the count to Raven. So
out comes Tommy Dreamer.
I thought it was a botch, but yeah, Tommy Dreamer comes out, hits the Dreamer driver on Raven, gets the win, and Stevie Richards comes out, hits the Stevie kick, and Dreamer gets the win. New Hardcore champ, and then he turns around. Bubba Ray hits
the band.
Hits him with the guitar. Big pop for the crowd. Smashes Stevie Richards over the head with the guitar, and then he manages to retain his title. Well, I say retain, he wins it back. So there you go. Fuck knows how many times Hardcore title changed hands in this period of wrestling. It was mental. But Bubba Ray retains, does his wee dance off. Then Sean Stasiak welcomes us to
Planet Stasiak. This guy's brilliant.
It was cutting a bunch of fucking. It was like a shitey before John Cena turned rapping. That's what, he was trying to wrap all these words together. He's challenged the Big Show, comes out. Big Show just boring, just there. I mean, just £500 of dog shit. Sean Stasiak actually looked alright in this match. taking Big Show down, but then Big Show got angry and hit him with a choke slam and won.
Put it this way, I think the promo was actually good.
That was.
I'd give the promo about a 7 out of 10.
That promo could make the top 5 moments because
that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Anyway, up next with Eddie Guerrero, talks about facing RVD at Backlash in his match tonight. Calling Terry Mamacita, basically kind of just was looking at her body the entire promo. Not a lot happening.
Jack to the moon.
Aye, Fane's pouring it his.
How many pills did he pop?
Whole box. Then with Goldust, speak with Booker T, and Goldust says they could be the next blockbuster. They could be
Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
Yeah, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
Booker T not too impressed.
He doesn't, and then Goldust walks out and he's like, "I'm getting too old for this shit."
Brilliant.
So, you know, referencing
at least Goldust here.
Pop culture. You know?
Yeah, Goldust actually referencing a movie that's relevant.
Yeah, most of the times that they mention shit. It's like the sports team, you don't have fucking.
I remember once, I don't know if it was '97, he mentioned Psycho, but that movie came out in the '60s, and no one gives a fuck about movies in the '60s.
Yeah.
Or was it '50s? I don't even know when it came out. Garbage.
Anyway, up next with The Undertaker sneaking up on Deborah. She was pouring herself some coffee, bumped into Taker.
Literally the only thing she does.
Spilled a wee. I mean, she's at this stage she's irrelevant. I didn't know she was still on the roster. In my opinion, she's kind of been gone since the Alliance.
Yeah.
Like, why is she still here? What purpose is she serving?
I know.
Like,
I know, what did this actually accomplish?
I think she was on screen for a couple of weeks during Austin versus Triple H when Triple H first came back.
The Rumble.
Yeah, I build up to the Rumble, but overall, I mean, I don't see what she's doing, and what did Deborah spilling a little bit of coffee and Undertaker accomplish here? To me, it didn't change anything that happened in the rest of the show.
It's not like Austin appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I don't get this. This was weird. Made no sense to me. Then we Crash Holly beat Jackie on Sunday Night Heat rematch tonight. Jackie wins. Crash gets buried in about 2 minutes. Even tried to cheat to win. They couldn't do that. So crap. Then with William Regal.
Brilliant.
Reacted to his European title loss, freaking out. Said it's the most embarrassing moment of his life, and then Coachman's like, "Would you kiss Vince McMahon's arse?" And Regal wasn't happy.
Listen here, you little extra moon, you little bastard.
Basically said he's going to fucking bash his skull in if he brought that up again, and he's going to kill all 150 pounds of Spike Dudley at Backlash. And then speaking of Spike Dudley, with Spike and RVD versus Willie Regal and Eddie Guerrero. I mean, decent tag match. Eddie Guerrero beats Spike Dudley when he hits the not the 5-star frog splash. This is more of a 4-star, isn't it? I think for RVD's is better. Like,
yeah,
I prefer RVD's.
I think like with Guerrero's, it's kind of because he's that jacked. It's like he just looks awful heavy in the air. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I just prefer RVD's. Like, you know, I think RVD's looks much
like
better.
I'd say here Guerrero's probably his least athletic.
Yeah. Just
due to the fact he's that roided up, and he was never as good technically as like a Benoit. So
no.
it doesn't work. That's my opinion on.
Yeah,
Guerrero.
I mean, if he's technically, I'd say Guerrero's more of like a 8.5, maybe
Benoit's
9.
a 10.
Yeah, Benoit's a 10.
10.
Whereas like Guerrero had like a more athletic kind of style.
Like that thing. Remember that thing he does over the ropes, and he does like the flip. I couldn't imagine him doing it here.
No.
His arms would probably pop like Popeye.
I don't think he ever. I think he's jacked now for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Guerrero in WCW, when he first came into it, he wasn't that jacked.
No.
So he must have been, I guess, when he got fired.
He broke his arm.
Yeah, well, there you go. Anyway, RVD.
Back to feud with Austin.
Yep. Anyway, Molly Holly confronts Trish Stratus here. Trish is asking Coachman who's better on the cover. She says that Trish had like near pornographic images on the front cover. I guess you can't upload that as a thumbnail to YouTube.
Oh,
and then
took down quicker than
Molly Holly was took down quicker than Claude got taken off Arsenal Fan TV.
God damn.
Molly Holly then showed a picture of her wearing like angel wings or something like that. And then Trish ended the segment going, "Well, tonight Molly Holly's going to be in a unfamiliar position when I kick her ass, laying flat on her back." This popped Jerry Lawler. We went to Jerry Lawler and he was all smiles.
Oh.
And then he called Molly Holly a virgin, and JR was like, "What's wrong with that?" And then King's like, you know,
marking it
classic
even more.
King, and then JR's like, "Oh my god."
I mean, just like the commentators, even Coachman, each person he reacts with, he's fucking
great, isn't it? I mean,
you look at them, they're just so cookie cutter at the announcers.
See now they cut backstage, right, and it's like Charlie Crusham. She'll be like,
she's going.
She'll be like, "Please welcome Elias." No, that's fucking it.
I know you're fucking spot on.
Please welcome
Baron Corbin. Please welcome. I mean, it's just garbage.
Same with the ring announcers as well.
Now with me at this time, Elias.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, King Corbin. I mean, like, fucking hell.
Please welcome, if you may, the WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley. Ta-da.
It's pish.
At least Coachman's got a bit of... I mean, it seems like he's got a relationship with each person.
It kind of does. Like, you always see him week in, week out. He's got a different relationship with different people. I mean, I think Coach is an alright commentator, but I think this was definitely where he is at his best.
Or maybe when he's heel, I like him when he's heel.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
he's shooting with Eugene. It's brilliant.
I think a lot of these I think a lot of the Rock's promos were just better for having Coachman there.
Yeah, being a goof.
Yeah,
I feel like Coach I think Kevin Kelly's more of a pathetic goof, while Coach is kind of like an unaware goof.
What's Michael Cole?
Kind of a cringy goof. I don't know.
Where's Kevin Kelly? Let's see him in a while.
I don't know. He's ROH or something.
Anyway, up next with Molly Holly, Trish Stratus. Decent women's match. Trish Stratus wins with a roll up. I think she grabbed the tights, so kind of a heel win. Then Bradshaw is backstage with who the fuck is that?
Terry.
I mean,
Lillian Garcia. I don't know.
No, that's Terry. See the difference between Terry and Coachman. I mean, fucking night and day. I don't mean black and white. I mean, I literally mean night and day. Bradshaw says that you can buy all sorts of nuts and pistachios and all this stuff, but Scott Hall can't buy the nuts that he needs. And he says if Scott Hall and X-Pac combine their set together, they still don't have enough. And he's gonna kick Scott Hall's ass at Backlash,
which we then cut to Scott Hall
complete loot of it. I mean,
yeah.
I think this thing with X-Pac just wearing Kane's mask is fucking great though. It kind of looks so fucking retarded.
Yeah, Pac, we're gonna take a care like a jackal and we're gonna rip his face off, bro. Yeah.
But do you don't think X-Pac's he's kind of like trying to talk like Kane?
Yeah.
Or is either that, or it's just the way his words sound coming out the mask.
Where was Kane?
Did?
Oh, why, yeah.
Sure, the NWO killed him last week.
Ripped his mask off.
I don't know. I just think it's funny here. X-Pac running about with Kane's mask on. Scott Hall just seems completely out of it.
What odds would you want for him to be on? I mean, I'd say this was probably the most clearest he's been on something.
And also, the shape of his body, right? He's lost a lot of definition. He's sluggish. He's got a lot of body fat on him.
He's just got a load of stubble.
You can just tell this is not a guy that is, waking up at 8 AM in the morning and having breakfast.
This guy looks like he's just crawled at the fucking
and the
bathroom
first thing
in the locker room.
The first thing he did was went into the fridge and opened up a can of beer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not having cornflakes in the morning. He's fucking having whatever they drink. And
I'd love to know how they spend at Nash and not Hall. What was Nash doing?
Not what.
Someone spike his red wine.
Don't know. Then with Paul Heyman harassing Lita in her locker room, a bit weird, playing with her panties and asking her, does she like it rough or gentle, or was it, or nice? Was it? I don't know.
Something like that.
I think it was
and
rough.
I've never even heard this talked. I'm surprised I've never heard Woke Culture or one of those lefty channels talking about
this.
Yeah,
going this was too. This is fucking too far, sort of.
Yeah.
And she says, depending on her answer, it's what we're going to see if Brock Lesnar plays rough with Matt Hardy at Backlash. So Paul Heyman basically saying if Lita treats him right, then Brock will go easy on Matt. She slaps Heyman.
I'm not being a snowflake, but what's worse, this, which came across as very rapey, or the DX dressing up as the Nation?
I know, come on, that's by far
easily.
And then Heyman gets slapped, and then he's like, "Oh, so you like it rough?" And then basically suggesting that Brock Lesnar's going to kill Matt Hardy at Backlash, and I think he will. And I didn't even know. I thought it was Brock versus the Hardys in a handicap match. I didn't know it was.
I think it's the next pay-per-view 2-on-1.
Oh.
Or maybe they'll do it. I don't know. Next up though, Hardy's taking on.
I just don't see how Brock versus Matt's going to go long. It just doesn't seem booked to go long.
Yeah, it's not a hardcore match or nothing. And from Jeff can interfere.
I don't see how it's going to be 10 minutes where Matt holds his own. Like to me,
no.
Anyway, it was Hardy's versus Booker T and Goldust.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah. Towards the end of the match, Paul Heyman comes out with Lita's gym bag and he starts sniffing all her fucking thongs on the the entrance ramp. Matt Hardy runs up to try and stop him. Jeff Hardy gets kicked in the face by Booker T. The Booker
1, 2,
T
3.
and Goldust get the win.
Here comes
Black
Brock.
Dust. What should call them Black Dust? Not me. No, that's what they'd be called now, 100%. Because WWE just take like the names and combine them. So today
Booker Dust.
I booked
He's not called Black Dust.
No,
Blacker T.
Tea Dust or something, or Book
Dusty
Dust.
T.
Dusty Tea.
Bookie Dust.
Fucking Dusty Roads. We're getting
Can
close to
you
here.
book that dust?
Anyway, Matt Hardy runs up the ramp. Brock Lesnar appears out of nowhere. Matt Hardy with a low blow has no effect. Then Brock F5s him on the ramp, and that is Matt Hardy looking like he's dead. Is he going to be ready for Backlash? I mean, fuck, he didn't look ready here. He looked
like Scott Hall.
After 10 pints of the blue stuff.
Then
with Triple H discussing facing Hogan at Backlash. To me,
I didn't like
this is I didn't. Nothing against Triple H or GR, right? But
this is we've got.
To me, this is when it doesn't work. Like, I'm not saying you can't have Triple H on the show because he's facing a guy for SmackDown at the pay-per-view, but to have Triple H here talking about Hogan, I don't know. This doesn't make. I mean, should Triple H not be in the main event? No, make it 6 on. I don't know. Or just have him have a match.
He could have been involved in the opening segment.
I do find it a bit weird. He's here talking about Hogan, who's on SmackDown.
Yeah, and it was just kind of another like cookie cutter promo.
Oh, what am I going to do? You know, nothing. Didn't add nothing.
I'm the undisputed champion.
Like, I don't think
I'm that damn good.
I don't think that's added anything.
No.
If you see if the WWE Network found this to be racist or something and deleted it, I don't think it would affect the build-up in the slightest.
It's about 8 minutes of your life you won't get back.
Like, I'm not saying you can't cut a promo with the other person not involved, but he didn't do it. I mean, he didn't do anything. Just basically, oh, I'm going to win. I mean, that was pretty much it. It took him about 8 minutes to say he's going to beat Hulk Hogan at Backlash. Essentially, that's what this was.
Yeah. No, not good.
No.
Then we have our main event, Taker.
But was it really necessary for JR to interview him? Normally when JR gets in the ring, you're expecting something big. The only thing big here was Triple H's nose. I mean, you know what? Or maybe they're trying to make it better than it is. So they think if they stick JR in it, it's just better than Triple H coming in.
We've had a lot of Triple H just cutting promos by himself, so someone else other than Hogan.
No. Anyway, up next was Undertaker, the NWO, taking on Stone Cold and Bradshaw, 3-on-2 handicap match. Game, Bradshaw looked pretty good in this, booked pretty strong. Finish came, Bradshaw actually picked up the win.
On X-Pac?
Yeah, clothesline from Help, clean win, no nothing dodgy going on. The 2 men beat the 3 men of the NWO and Taker. And then at the end, it seemed to be that the heels got the better of the faces. Austin got laid out by Taker. The NWO were beaten down to Bradshaw in the middle of the ring, and that is how Raw went after the air, guys. So
lackluster.
It was a bit lackluster to me. I don't really like these finishes where it kind of a match just ends and there's a beatdown. I don't really like that.
And the fact that this is like there'll be no more Raw action until the pay-per-view.
See, this ended as if they were short on time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like sometimes you feel like, oh fuck, like they've miscued it or something. There was like another minute to go. That's what this kind of felt like.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I was personally booking this show and had to fix one thing, I'd have had Flair go to Triple H and say, "Right, obviously I can't keep these guys in line or something along, but make him like the enforcer for the main event or something. I don't know, because these two guys are going to be coming for you."
Yeah.
I don't include Triple H in it because he just why? Like the hype, Triple H is going to be here tonight. It felt like Brock Lesnar, currently. Well, past couple of years in real life, where he's there, but it's the same shit every fucking week.
No, why it would have made sense. I think it would have made more sense for Triple H to appear in the opening segment, like you said, because if he does beat Hogan, then he's going to be facing either Austin or Taker. So he does have an interest in that feud. Like
he could have come out like, instead of making your attentions on Ric Flair, you should be paying more attention to the game.
You want to play the game.
Anyway, though, rating.
I'll
give it a 7. There was a lot of good stuff, but I just feel like Flair's pish, Triple H, no reason, and the ending was weak. I think everything else though was good, but I think the big points weren't good.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 as well. Like, but it's more of a weak 7. Like I was tempted to go with a 6, but I'll go with a 7 just for the crack.
I'd say the mid carders saved this show.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't say it was a bad thing with the mid carders.
the main event was alright, like, but I didn't really like the ending. Felt kind of abrupt. The opening segment.
Big Show's going to be joining the NWO soon, and that
Oh,
just.
for God's sake.
Let's prepare ourselves for that.
Triple H with JR done nothing. Deborah spilling coffee on Taker done nothing. I mean, the opening segment was funny with Austin kind of been like, I'm not sending smoke signals and all this stuff.
Flair wasn't good.
Yeah, now there you go, guys. 7 out of 10. If you don't like it, then you know what.
Take out the top 5 moments, then SmackDown, and then Backlash.
Alright, Backlash. Cannot wait for it. The first post brand split pay-per-view should be a good one.
But until then.
Peace.